Review. Today we're going to be looking at General Grievous from Star Wars. For those who don't know, Star Wars is a group of movies where celebrities have beef with each other. How does the Real Housewife of Utapau fare against the other great villains of the franchise? Let's find out. Born a Kaleesh warrior, a young Grievous always showed early signs of his fighting potential. He learned about battle strategy from his people, which he would later go on to use in the Clone Wars. At some point in his life, he was almost killed in an accident we don't really know much about, but luckily, he survived because he was given extreme cybernetics to help him live. Later on, Grievous was trained by Count Dooku on how to use a lightsaber, and he became a general in the Confederacy Army. He then led some battles throughout the war, and did some things, and some other things, and collected some lightsabers from the Jedi he killed. That's kinda it, and we don't really get much into Grievous's backstory, and I mean, it kinda makes sense because there's so many villains and he's just one of the side ones, but in a franchise with books and movies and comics and TV shows, they probably could have made time for that. General Grievous was known throughout the galaxy for his great strategic intelligence and his skills in combat. He's regarded as the best general in the Confederacy Army, and from what we see, he kinda backs it up. The Clone Wars is by no means a one-sided affair, and I fully believe he's great with strategy. Combat, however, that's a different story. When it comes to combat, Grievous suffers a very similar problem to Boba Fett in that we never really see him back up his reputation. He fights one fight in Episode 3, and loses. Sure, he might fare better in the Clone Wars, but I really expected more against Obi-Wan. Give me a scene like in the 2D Clone Wars where he slaughters multiple Jedis. The Grievous we get in Episode 3 just runs at the side of conflict, and it's kind of boring. Seeing is better than telling, and I need to see how good of a fighter he is instead of hearing about it. So really my only choice is what part of the Obi-Wan fight do I want to pick? And I'm going to go with the very beginning. The moment right before the fight, and before we know Grievous is just a little... When Grievous first reveals his 4 lightsabers, it truly is a cool moment. And it ups the ante from what we expect in the Star Wars fight. Darth Maul showed us the double-sided saber, and Grievous upped him by bringing out 4. It's a great moment, and it makes us fear Grievous. It only sucks that we only get to enjoy it for a few seconds. He loses his lightsabers so quickly, it almost takes away from the scene. Why give us a villain with 4 lightsabers who's only gonna have them for a few seconds? Like, imagine if Darth Maul did that. Oh, check out my double saber. Isn't this sick? Well, nope, too bad. There's some cool things about Grievous, and some things that hold him back. His design is cool, and the fact that he has 4 lightsabers is awesome. It just sucks we don't get to enjoy it. He has some cool moments in his origins, but it sucks that we don't get to see anything like that. Like, I would have loved to see him fight before he was a cyborg. Lastly, we don't see him back up his reputation, which always sucks, and overall, I would say Grievous was sort of wasted potential. I'll admit, I haven't seen the Clone Wars or read any of these fancy background comics, but going off of Episode 3 alone, I'm gonna give Grievous a 4. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you liked it. We have villain reviews every single Monday. Share, tell a friend, comment below who I should review, and I'll see you next time.